So hi, this is Jack Ricchioto, and this is part three of a series around self-compassion and emotional well-being. Today we're focusing on self-compassion. What we're going to do today is go through a short guided meditation that gives you a sense of how to practice. So self-compassion is really important because we are we have access to ourselves in a way no one else does, right? So if we have friends that we can get some care from, or get some support, or get some compassion or empathy from, we only see them or talk to them at certain times. But when we need it the most, it's important for us to learn a methodology or learn methodologies that allow us to be compassionate when we are suffering, compassionate to ourselves. I would say at this point that self-compassion is not optional when it comes to emotional well-being and self-care. It's absolutely mandatory. It's required, and it's important and necessary. It's very beneficial. It doesn't take a lot of practice. Within a few weeks, you can really get the hang of it. I think what's most startling is the fact that we're never taught this. I was trained as a therapist years ago, decades ago, in my 20s and 30s, and we were trained by some of the top mentors in the world. And we got our degrees in psychology and so on, and we were never taught this. So I don't know when it came up. Kristen Neff is a woman who has probably written some of the best on self-compassion. So if you search on her, Kristen, Krasten, she's got some TED Talks and some videos and a website and some books. So I definitely want to encourage you to follow up today with that. So that being said, we're going to go through a guided meditation. And all it requires you to do, if you need to do it in another time, that's fine. But we'll have this, and then you'll also have a copy of the copy. You'll also have the text that you could follow later on as well. So hopefully you're in a semi-non-distracted situation or environment. And what I want you to do to start with is just let your body rest in the sitting position. So it doesn't matter what you're sitting on or where, just let your body rest in a sitting position. And if your feet are on the floor, feel the support of your feet on the floor. Feel the floor supporting your feet. Whatever you're sitting in or sitting on, feel that supporting you, supporting your body. Now take a deep inhale and let it flow out naturally. Do this again. Deep inhale and just let it flow out on its own naturally. Then bring your attention gently to your breath. Just allow it to breathe as it breathes. Allow your breath to flow naturally. Just notice how it is. Notice the different sensations you feel as you breathe. You might feel sensations around your nose or your mouth or throat, your chest or stomach, your back. Just feel those sensations. Just keeping your attention gently on the feeling of your breath. And then listen to whatever sounds there are in the space that you're in. It might not be perfectly quiet. You might notice some sounds near, some sounds far. And just notice any sounds that are there. Now think about maybe a recent incident or a memory of a time when you let yourself down or you let somebody else down. Just choose one, and it might have been some kind of tension or awkwardness or moment of imperfection or mistake or something that you might consider a failure. And just recall that time or those times. And as you do this, feel the suffering. Just feel how you struggle with that. And to do this, notice the sensations in your body. Notice any sensations of tension or temperature or anything in your chest or stomach or sensations in your face or shoulders or anywhere else. Just take some time to quietly and gently notice the variety of sensations you feel along with the emotions of struggle or suffering. Just notice where those sensations are in your body. Notice how many different sensations there are, different feelings. So we're just letting ourselves feel that sense of awfulness, the sense of suffering or struggle from having letting ourselves or someone else down. And now imagine that you're now in the presence of a loving, kind person who is here to give you soothing words. And imagine them saying the following: it's really hard to suffer like this. Everyone suffers like this. Suffering is human. We suffer because we're all imperfect. That's what it means to be human. We fail, especially when we're trying to do something we haven't yet mastered. It's hard. It's hard to fail. It's hard to make mistakes, to be imperfect. And it's even harder when we find we're not perfect, when we don't measure up to perfection. But I want you to know you are always doing your best. You are always doing what you can, what you know how to do, whether you're succeeding or failing. And so now repeat these words to yourself a few times in a gentle, loving whisper. So after each phrase, just repeat them 2 or 3 times. May I be at peace. May I be kind to myself. May I lovingly accept myself for who I am. May we all be at peace. May we all be kind to ourselves. May we all lovingly accept ourselves for who we are. Now, in a gentle, loving way, you can bring your hand up to your heart and just notice the sensations around your heart. And just spend a few moments breathing in loving compassion into your heart. So this practice just takes a few minutes, and you could do a very short version of it. You could do any parts of it you want, whatever you have time for. You can do it as often as you'd like to. It's a good way to bring resilience into your life, to bring yourself back to center, to bring yourself back to a sense of wholeness and a sense of self-compassion and self-kindness. So practice as often as you can and enjoy the results.